Hi, my name is Daniel Reynolds, and welcome to this tutorial. Today we will be recreating the jumper effect. Now for you old timers, you're probably thinking, wait, you already created that effect. Well, you're right, but today we're going to be improving on that method by adding a little camera movement, some new ways to create the appearance, and overall the effect is way more improved. So, can't wait to show this tutorial to you guys, so let's begin. First thing we want to do is take our jumper footage. What you're going to need is footage, it can be either in 2 clips or one, of still background and then your action. So keep that in mind before you film. I have it as one layer, or just one layer of footage. So I'm going to go to the very beginning of my footage, then duplicate it. Then I'm going to name the top layer by pressing Enter, Appear. Then I'm going to name the bottom one Background. Alright, now that's done. We're going to freeze the bottom one by right-clicking on the bottom layer. And we're going to go to Time, Freeze Frame. Just going to exit out of this. Now the bottom of our footage is now frozen, so we can play around now. Go to the point in time, select your Appear layer to where your character appears. So I'm going to go right about there, then go Alt, Begin Bracket, and just kind of cheesy appear right there. First thing we're going to want to do is create some distortion and appearance effects, so let's get right to that. Go to Composition, New Comp, and create something around 30 frames long. I've already created for you. I called it Matte. Then go up to Layer, New, Solid, and it doesn't matter the color. Make comp size and call it, let's see, actually just keep it there. Then you're going to duplicate this footage, and then name the bottom one Distort, and then name the top one Matte, M-A-T-T-E. Select your matte layer, go up to Effect Controls, right-click, then we're going to go down to, where are we? Transition, then go to CC Radial Scale Wipe. Make sure you have the Cycor plugins installed. Now you can press the I switch for the bottom Distort layer, so we can see what's happening. Press the stopwatch for completion, then go to the very end of your 30-second or 30 frame or so composition, and then drag it up to 100%. Now turn on the that so you can see what's going on, and we kind of have this Looney Tunes thing going on. Now actually delete your bottom Distort layer, and we're going to just go up to Layer, New, Solid, and I lied. Actually the bottom layer has to be white, I believe. Or actually no, it doesn't. No. Just make another black solid. Alright, we're rocking. Rename it to Distort. D-I-S-T-O-R-T. And go up to your matte layer. And you can turn that off of the bottom Distort layer again. Right click, and then let's go to Blur and Sharpen, Fast Blur. And go to a point in time where it's kind of opened. And then blur the crap out of it. Then press Repeat Edge Pixels. Okay, and now we have this cool distortion. Or not distortion, I'm sorry, Fast Blur. Now right click again and go to Color Correction, Colorama. And what we're going to do is make it so After Effects recognizes it as alpha. So press Get Phase from alpha in the input phase cycle, then go to Output cycle and change the preset to Ramp Gray, I believe. And then press Modify, and then change Empty Pixels. So, okay, now we're rocking. Now basically it interprets the footage from alpha, so it really doesn't matter the color. I forgot about that. And now we can mess around with the Distort layer. Turn off the matte, and then turn on the I switch for the Distort. Select your Distort layer, right click, go to Noise and Grain, and then Fractal Noise. Now we're going to basically create the distortion when your character disappears. It'll leave some cool random element to it. And you can also use an image for this, but really this works and it looks kind of cool. So for fractal type, select Swirly, then pump up the contrast. That's a little too much. And I'm going to take the complexity down to like 4. That's better. Now go to the very beginning of your comp, press the stopwatch for evolution, go to the very end of your comp, very end, and then make it like 3 evolutions. It'll be kind of quick. So that's actually super quick. Alright, now you can turn on your matte layer again. Then for our matte layer, for mode, change it to hard light. Basically, you get this really cool looking, like, effect. And you can see that we already have our distortion applied. So this is basically our jumper effect where our character disappears. We're just creating the matte for it. Now go back to your jumper footage. I just named mine Jumper 8. Go into your project and then select matte and put it right above your appear footage and line it up by holding shift and dragging your layer. Now for track matte, go to track matte for the appear layer and select Luma inverted matte. And if you have your character appearing, make sure it's on Luma inverted. If your character is disappearing, make sure it's on Luma matte. Just Luma matte, not Luma inverted. Yeah, Luma matte. So yeah, our character appears in a very cool fashion, very distorted, and he appears quite quickly. Now the second thing we're going to do today to this footage is apply some camera movement. Now I've done some camera movement tutorials before, and it's actually it's more realistic looking if you use actual camera movement instead of using the wiggle technique. A lot of you are like, why don't you just use the wiggling technique? And I said no, it doesn't look as good. And you didn't listen. And now it comes back to bite you in the butt. I'm just kidding. Wiggle works just for the quick scenes. This works better for something more noticeable. Alright, so I have my footage here that I tracked. I made sure that I had these two palm trees here in the middle. I made sure that they were in the frame so I could track them through the whole thing. When you're filming something to track, make sure they're in the frame the whole time. And then what I did was I right-clicked, and I went track motion, and then I tracked the scale, rotation, and position. And then I just tracked them both on these two cameras, or these, cameras, I'm sorry, two trees here. And yeah, I already have that applied to a null. Make sure to go layer, new null, and apply it to that. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm just going to go over to my other composition, and copy this null over. So we have that to work with. Shot. Right here. Now we're going to link everything together so everything moves seamlessly. Take your matte footage, link it to your appear footage, and take your appear footage, link it to the background footage. Then take your background footage and link it to the null. Whew! Okay. Did you get all that? One more time. Take your matte footage, you link it to the appear footage. You take your appear footage, you link it to the background footage. You take your background footage, you link it to the null. Bam! That's how we do it. Okay. No more Brooklyn accents for me. Alright, now our footage is moving around, and let's scale it up so it doesn't show that black little area. Press S for background on the background layer, and then scale it up a little. Now, moves. Still a little black, but we're going to fix that in just a sec. Now select your null, and then you can press U to bring up all the keyframes. And get rid of the scale one, and then press the stopwatch again, so you can just press the stopwatch and then press it again. It didn't turn out as good for mine, so I'm just going to press this. I'm just going to create my own keyframe. Okay, I pressed the stopwatch again. Now go to the very end of your comp, and then scale it up and zoom in. So basically we've created our own zoom. It gets closer as your character appears. Looks kind of like your cameraman's running forward, and just looks cool. Alright, you could basically leave the effect as this, but you know what? I like to make my effects really good, and I take time on each shot. So let's make it real. I've got some dirt puff footage here, kind of a dirt explosion, and I'm just going to drag it on the very top. What we're doing is basically, I'm kind of on a baseball field here, and I'm cheating by running to third base here, and actually I'm teleporting to third base, and we're going to add some dust poofs. In the movie Jumper, sometimes his teleports were violent, and sometimes they weren't. It was depending on his mood. And, well, we're going to assume that I'm kind of mad right now because I'm going really fast and I'm playing baseball, and somehow that makes me mad. So we're going to add kind of some dirt and kind of make it a little grittier, make it look cool. So scale up your dirt poof, or puff, depending on your preference on poofs and puffs. And then link that to your null. And then let's just scale forward a little, or scooch forward. And that's good. Now make sure your layer's selected. Go up to Effect Controls, right-click, Color Correction, Levels. And now for the bottom level, the bottom little gradient thing, drag the left side up and then on the top one, drag the rightmost arrow left. So that way we make the dirt a little lighter. And if you don't have dirt footage, don't worry about it. You can get them online for free, detonation films and all that stuff. You just have to key it out and stuff, and it's not hard. So I trust you to do it. So, okay, we basically created the jumper effect. I'm proud of you guys, following along quite well, sending some nice comments and all that jazz. So, yeah, I haven't done a tutorial in a while, but the reason being is I've been really busy with work and, well, I guess you can call it work, my job, and I've also been busy doing, well, this. Okay, yeah, where's Portal Episode 5, you're saying? Well, I shouldn't say anything else. Here it is, The Resistance, Episode 1, 7 Hours War, coming this week. So be sure to check that out, and I'll explain more when the video comes out. Alright, thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for your subscriptions. It's about 1,300 subscribers right now, so keep it up, guys. Tell your friends about me, and check out the website and the blog, because sometimes when I don't put a tutorial up, I put helpful hints on the blog, and that could be helpful to you. So, thanks again. My name's Daniel Reynolds, and hasta luego, amigo. Oh, wow, I'm so white.